Do you ever feel like you're the only one, like you're surrounded by people but still totally alone? You're not the only one. A lot of high-value men feel this way. We're not wired for the usual social games. We're wired to be the best versions of ourselves. And sometimes that means walking a solitary path. This video is for those men, the ones who don't need a pack to survive, the ones who forge their own way, even if it means doing it alone. We're diving deep into the reasons why Sigma males have no friends. Get ready to explore the psychology of the lone wolf. We're going deep. Stay with me. It's not about being antisocial, it's about being self-sufficient. Sigma males value their independence and personal growth. They focus on their goals and passions, often at the expense of social connections. This journey isn't for everyone, but for those who walk it, it's deeply fulfilling. So, if you feel like a lone wolf, know that you're in good company. Embrace your path, and let's dive into the reasons why Sigma males have no friends. Reason number 1, independent nature. Sigma males are known for their independence. They're not afraid to go their own way, even if it means going alone. This self-reliance is a strength, but it can also be a barrier to forming close bonds. Think about it. When you're used to relying on yourself, it's hard to let others in. You've got your own back, always. You don't need anyone else. And that can be intimidating to other people. It's not that Sigma males don't want friends, it's that they don't need them to feel complete. They're comfortable in their own skin with their own company, and that can be a powerful thing. But it can also be lonely. Sometimes the solitude can be overwhelming. You might find yourself yearning for connection, remembering times when you did have close bonds. It's a delicate balance between independence and loneliness. Finding peace within yourself is crucial, but so is allowing others in, sometimes. We'll talk more about that later. Reason number 2, reserved personality. Sigma males aren't exactly known for being the life of the party. They're more likely to be found on the fringes, observing, analyzing. They're the quiet ones in the corner, but don't let that fool you. They're thinking, they're watching, they're introspective, these guys. They spend a lot of time in their own heads, and that can make it hard for them to connect with others. It's not that they don't want to engage, it's that they're selective about who they let in. They're not going to waste their time on superficial interactions. They're looking for something deeper, something more meaningful. This reserved nature often means they prefer solitude or small, intimate gatherings over large, noisy parties. They find peace in their own company and use this time to reflect and grow. When they do connect, it's often on a profound level, forming strong, lasting bonds. Their introspective nature drives them to seek out meaningful experiences and relationships. This depth of thought and preference for quality over quantity in relationships is what sets them apart. So, while they may seem reserved, there's a rich inner world that they cherish and protect. Reason number 3, selective socializing. So, these Sigma males, they're all about quality over quantity when it comes to friends. They're not out there trying to be everybody's best buddy. They'd rather have a small, tight-knit circle of people they truly connect with. People they can really trust and be themselves around. It's like, imagine you're at a buffet, most people they're loading up their plates with a little bit of everything, but the Sigma male, he's carefully selecting just a few dishes that he knows he's going to really savor. He's not wasting his time with the mediocre stuff. And you know what? It's like they're saying, my time and energy are precious, and I'm not going to waste them on people who don't bring something real to the table. They're not afraid to be alone, and that can be a powerful thing. It's like they're saying, I'm comfortable in my own skin and I don't need a bunch of people around me to validate my existence. This selective socializing allows them to focus on what truly matters to them. They invest their time in personal growth and meaningful activities rather than superficial socializing. This approach helps them build a deeper connection with themselves and their surroundings. Reason number 4, dislike for small talk. Alright, let's talk about small talk. You know, that dreaded exchange of pleasantries about the weather, traffic, or the latest sports scores? It's like the conversational equivalent of elevator music. It's there, but nobody really wants to listen to it. And let me tell you, Sigma males are not about that life. They'd rather sit in comfortable silence than engage in meaningless chatter. They crave substance, depth, and intellectual stimulation. They want to talk about the big questions, the mysteries of the universe, the things that really make you think. It's like they can see right through the facade of social niceties. They're not interested in pretending to care about your aunt's cat or your latest vacation photos. They want to get to the heart of the matter, to connect with you on a deeper level. And you know what? That can be intimidating for some people. Not everyone is comfortable talking about their deepest fears, their wildest dreams, or their philosophical musings. But for the Sigma male, that's where the real magic happens. They find solace in solitude, where they can ponder life's greatest mysteries. Whether it's through reading, thinking, or engaging in meaningful conversations, they seek depth in every interaction. For them, the universe is a vast playground of ideas waiting to be explored. Reason number 5, self-sufficiency. Let's talk about self-sufficiency. Now, this is a big one for Sigma males. These guys, they're like the ultimate lone wolves. They've got this inner strength, this ability to handle their own shit without needing to lean on anyone else. It's not that they don't have emotions or that they don't ever feel down. It's more like they've learned to process those emotions internally. They're comfortable with their own company, and they don't need constant validation or reassurance from others. And you know, that can be a double-edged sword. On the one hand, it's incredibly empowering. They're not afraid to be alone, to rely on themselves, to forge their own path. But on the other hand, it can also make them seem distant, aloof, even a little bit cold. People might misinterpret their self-reliance as arrogance or indifference. They might think, oh, he doesn't need anyone, he's got it all figured out. But the truth is, everyone needs someone sometimes, even the most self-sufficient among us. Reason number 6, Non-Conformist Attitude. Sigma males, they're like lone wolves. They don't play by society's rules. They're not trying to fit in with the sheep. They're out there doing their own thing, forging their own path. And you know what? That can be intimidating to some people. Think about it. Most people are comfortable with conformity. They like knowing what to expect. They follow the herd. But Sigmas, they're not afraid to stand out. They're comfortable being different. They don't need anyone's approval. And that, my friends, is why they often find themselves on the outskirts of social circles. They're not interested in following the crowd. They're not interested in doing what's expected of them. They're going to do their own thing, even if it means going it alone. This non-conformist attitude is what sets them apart. They value their independence and freedom above all else. They pursue their passions without worrying about societal expectations. This often leads them to solitary activities where they can thrive on their own terms. And while this might mean fewer friends, it also means a life lived authentically. Reason number 7, high standards. Let's talk about standards for a minute. We all have them. We have standards for the food we eat, the clothes we wear, the people we let into our lives. And Sigmas? Well, they're no different. These guys, they have high standards. They know what they want, and they're not afraid to hold out for it. They're not going to settle for mediocrity. They're not going to waste their time with people who don't bring something to the table. And that's admirable. I mean, who wants to surround themselves with people who drag them down? Who wants to waste their time on relationships that aren't going anywhere? But here's the thing. Sometimes those high standards can be a bit of a barrier to entry because not everyone is going to meet them. And that can make it tough for Sigmas to build a large social circle. But at the end of the day, it's about quality over quantity. And when they do find those rare connections, they are truly meaningful. Reason number 8, focus on goals. One of the defining characteristics of these Sigma males is their ambition. They're driven, they're focused, they've got goals, and they're laser focused on achieving them. They're not afraid to put in the work, to hustle, to grind. They're not satisfied with mediocrity. And that kind of drive, that kind of ambition, it's inspiring. It's what separates the extraordinary from the ordinary. It's what allows people to achieve great things. But it can also come at a cost. When you're so focused on your goals, when you're so driven to succeed, it's easy to let other areas of your life slide. You might neglect your health. You might neglect your relationships. You might even neglect your social life, and that's often the case with these Sigmas. They're so busy chasing their dreams that they don't always make time for friendships. They're so focused on the future that they sometimes forget to live in the present. This intense focus can lead to isolation, making it hard to form and maintain friendships. But for Sigma males, their goals often take precedence over social connections. Reason number 9, avoidance of drama. So, these Sigma males, they're like wolves. They're lone wolves, but not in a bad way. They just don't need to be in a pack to feel secure. And you know what else they don't need? Drama. They see that crap coming a mile away and they're like, nah, I'm good. It's like they've got this internal drama detector, and as soon as it goes off, they're out. They'd rather be alone than get sucked into some pointless conflict. And honestly, can you blame them? The world's full of enough chaos as it is. They're not trying to add to it. They're about that peace, that inner stillness. They'd rather be meditating on top of a mountain somewhere than arguing about something stupid on social media. These guys have seen enough BS in their lives to know that drama is just a waste of time and energy. They'd rather focus on things that actually matter, like their goals, their passions, their own personal growth. They find solace in solitude, where they can think deeply and grow without distractions. It's not about being antisocial, it's about valuing their time and energy. They enjoy their own company and the freedom it brings. They'd rather hike alone and enjoy the journey than be dragged into unnecessary drama. Their focus is on personal projects and self-improvement. They channel their energy into things that bring them fulfillment and joy. At the end of the day, it's about finding peace and contentment in their own way, and that's something we can all learn from. Reason number 10, perceived arrogance. Here's the thing about Sigma males. They're confident, like really confident. They know what they want, they know who they are, and they're not afraid to go after it. And sometimes, that confidence can be misconstrued as arrogance. People see a guy who's comfortable in his own skin, who doesn't need validation from others, and they mistake it for cockiness. They think, who does this guy think he is? But the truth is, the Sigma male doesn't really care what you think. He's not trying to impress you. He's not trying to be anyone but himself. And that can be intimidating to some people, especially those who are insecure in themselves. They see someone who's got it figured out, and it makes them feel small. But here's the thing. True confidence doesn't need to put others down. It's not about being better than anyone else. It's about being comfortable with who you are, flaws and all. And that's what the Sigma male is all about. They walk their own path, regardless of what others think. And that kind of self-assurance can be both inspiring and intimidating. It's a fine line between confidence and arrogance, and Sigma males walk it every day. But at the end of the day, it's their unwavering self-belief that sets them apart. So there you have it. 10 reasons why Sigma males have no friends. Or maybe not no friends, but why they choose to walk a solitary path. They're independent, they're selective, they're not afraid to be different, they're not for everyone, and they're okay with that. They'd rather have a few close connections than 100 superficial ones. They're not afraid to be alone with their thoughts, to pursue their own path, to blaze their own trail. And you know what? That takes guts. It takes courage to go against the grain, to defy expectations, to be comfortable in your own skin. So, if you're a Sigma male, embrace it, own it. And if you're not, well, maybe there's a thing or two you can learn from these lone wolves, because at the end of the day, it's about being true to yourself. It's about finding your own way, even if it means walking alone. And in that solitude, you might just find the strength and clarity you need. So, here's to the Sigma males, the lone wolves, the trailblazers. Keep walking your path, and never be afraid to stand alone. If you enjoyed this video, don't forget to like and subscribe to the Sigma Odyssey YouTube channel for more content like this. If you believe you are a Sigma male, these next videos might help you.